And you know, the afternoon technical session is a difficult one, precisely because it is after lunch. Second, our transport difficulties that we are going to face late in the afternoon is the limiting roof. Within that, we have to discuss. Nevertheless, I consider myself to be very, very fortunate. This morning when we started the seminar, everybody was talking about service as something that is invisible. But this session, around 11 persons along with their co-authors, they are going to present those services. I am considering myself to be very, very fortunate because I can be in a position to see those invisibles. I will not take time and I will straight come to the paper presentation, and if you allow me to speak something by saving some time from your share, then I will be fortunate. Okay. So may I please to begin with call upon Professor A.K. Agarwal to kindly present his paper, and it is on Look-East policy and sustainability of service sector led growth in Northeast India.
Mr. Chairman, normally this type of thing presentation is in the parliamentary session, so perhaps except one or the two, all are the paper readers. So they were the listeners also as well as the paper reader also. When I received the communication from Dr. Bharatan Singh, on the day, it tempted me to go for the paper. Though it is the regional seminar, but it's very important aspect on the service sector in Europe. This is for the first time, or rather we should take the opportunity as an economics department to go in the in-depth PhD thesis for the service sector in Mizoram, but we failed to do so, and the Commerce Department became the pioneer in that field by organizing this seminar. Mr. Chairman, I will not take much time. I thought that the paper will be available in the printed form along with the folio, but perhaps it is not there. Here we have seen that the government of India is talking too much about Look-East policy. So perhaps earlier we were looking towards the west, not towards the center. We were never looking to the east. So center has corrected that look to the east where the sun is rising. International level, even with the neighboring countries, we have to compete. Whether you are going for the bridge construction, whether you are going for the power generation, whether you are going for road construction or any type of business, some sort of the expertise must be available with you. You must have command over those services. Then only you can play. So you will find that in theory it looks good that Look-East policy is given, but perhaps we find that the resources generated here are not enough to avail the opportunities of the liberalized border trade. Whatever the agreement we made, whatever the service centers we have opened, whether it is in Chaupai or Darkhambad, something like that, but we are still at the infancy's case. Informal trade, as you find that somebody was pointing out earlier, that there are the Hong Kong market, Shanghai market, So it looks very good. In India, we talk about the Hong Kong market and the Shanghai market. Secret is sitting in reserve. But what we are getting all the consumer items, all sorts of electronic, clothes, blankets, everything, even the soaps, toothpaste. All the consumer items are available at a cheaper rate. So basically, it is not in a formal way, it is informal. So to informal, this type of the informal trade, which is going through the various routes and with the under the cognizance of the government officials, that has to be stopped. If we want to stop, we have to export. Import is easy. So in two ways it hampers the economy of the state, rather the country. Now, the border trade, the government of Mizoram is also talking about. They have recently made an arrangement with the Bangladesh. And with Bangladesh, they have made with the MAPCO and NIPCO. These are basically the horticulture products, the handicraft products, and the milk products. They have made some arrangements. I don't know how long it will be. But it is a normal tendency of the traders. Wherever they get the market, they will try to trade. They believe in the margins. They don't distinguish whether it is a Burmese or the Bangladeshi or Indian or the Mizo. They believe in trading margins. They will say definitely. So trading always gives an opportunity to make an understanding. By language, by sharing the old traditions, whether you know the language or not. But by him being pointed out or some conversation, you can exchange buyer and seller. So it has compelled me to look into the service sector, that why when we are failed in the border trade, we are not gaining much, we are not gaining much. And I am not much hopeful. Unless otherwise, we learn a lesson from the Chinese. We sometimes compare ourselves with the Mongols. But where is the labor dignity? Where is that culture, work culture? We believe in the goals. We believe in the central resources. You look at even the planning commission chairman, the journalist from Guwahati, whether it is Basir Hussain or the Sanjay Barua or the others, or even the academics now, where we are going. Are we comparing ourselves with the state of Bimaru? Okay? Means we call them Bimaru. But there is not a missing link. There is the industrialization is there. Secondary sector is growing. They are not depending on those. They are not depending on the central resources. The central resources which are coming, according to Jahan Ramesh, 10,000 per person is being invested by the center. 13 million every annum is being invested for 32 million people, approximately, as per the current census. If you take that, he says that you just give 10,000 more. So whatever poverty poor people are there, give them 10,000 and poverty will be vanished. But again poor people will remain. So all 10,000 are not for productive purposes. It's only for consumption. So on paper we can remove, but basically we cannot. So basic link is required. Another thing, if you look in the service sector here, it is the public level. You will find out that in percentage terms, the share of the public administration is declining. It's not a happening to enjoy that okay, we have reduced. We are not reduced. But basically, there is no opportunity in the government sector to expand further. This is the crux of the problem, that we cannot expand. How many districts we will open? How many departments we will open? This is a small state of around 12 to 13 lakhs people, and we find more than a lakh in the jobs. So the other sectors which are coming up, that is the construction sector. Who is constructing? This is all the money which is being cornered by the people, influential people, not by the poor people. If you look at the poor, you see the living conditions in the villages, they are all living in the thatches and very risky slopes, unhygienic. That is the type of this work you can compare. Then the real estate is coming up here. The construction, who is beneficiary? It is all the people coming from outside for construction. All the raw material is coming from the outside. Nothing is being produced. Neither the cement, neither the brick, nor the rod, neither the iron, nothing. Only beneficiary is the person who has constructed for the territory. He is the beneficiary. Because he has no other way. They don't have the ornaments. They don't invest anywhere. They don't whether you go for the vocational or you go for others, you have to divert yourself. You cannot totally depend on the government. You have to learn to earn your bread by your hard work. That is, you have to honor the dignity of labor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Agarwal, for highlighting on 3 points, basically the linkage between service sector and the threats coming because of the trade policy, particularly low-caste policy. So thank you very much, Dr. Agarwal, for your enlightening paper. Now, may I please call upon Dr. E. Nixon to present his paper on tourism in Northeast India. Are we ready? So, just an announcement for all the paper presenters. The time allotted is 5 minutes. And after 4th minute, I will just give a hint to close the presentation within 1 minute. Otherwise, some of the paper presenters will be prevented from presenting. So please value our time constraint, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. First of all, my paper likes to ask all the participants, all the professors, all students to ask one question: whether we are knowing the exact definition of tourism, particularly
that the youth can opt for varieties of services. Reason being, let me just present one background. Please next. Last one. No, last one. Background. Yeah. Yes. We all agree in academic circle as well as the increasing order of rural-urban migration is taking place and it needs to be checked. High order of regional imbalance also exists. My other speakers were talking earlier that there is a difference between the level of income of where scarcity of capital is always there. Even in the rich state like Gujarat also face the problems of scarce capital. For infrastructure bottlenecks are there, especially in the Mizoram and Northeast. Budgetary limitations are always there on the part of states like Mizoram, because it's a very small state having a low level of budget as compared to the other developed states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, or other. Then we often talk of industries, and my earlier speakers said that Mizoram is not well marked in the you can say on the front of industries. Why industries could not be affected or could not be installed here? Like that. Question comes here that it's not very easy to attack the industries in state like Mizoram. Even it's equally difficult for a big states like Rajasthan, Gujarat, West Bengal. Say, in spite of all effort, the West Bengal lost Tata Nano project, and soon it lost. Many states will come and give you like spoon feeding the opportunities that this particular opportunity is there. In fact, the very role of the government is now considered that generate opportunities for policy measures. So it is the policy measures which have you can say announce from time to time, or you can say come out with the budget, and it is the people of the state who has to recognize them and visualize them and then act on them. I personally believe that services is some kind of a nation. It's like in no way you can say restrict that the services are the you can say product of or you can say function of the other ingredients. Here what I mean to say is that the way our lifestyle is changing, more the time available in one's hand is very short. Just the time available is less, then the more the demand of the services. I mean, in a minimum time when we want to attend more than one thing or multitasking, then we prefer devising the job, say outsourcing the job. Let's make use of the other services, other expertise. Next. So this paper talks about that what are the opportunities which are available to the graduates, postgraduates. Principals charge very high margin and achieve the less turnover. On the contrary, the less margin and at a very high turnover. Because there is a relationship, opposite relationship. So if the turnover margin is less, turnover will be automatically more. Same way. Now next has come like this because my other friend has talked. The education and the those who are not qualified for the you can say job for the job of teacher are starting their college.
Agarwal, Mr. Vijay Kumar, other faculty members and paper presenters. My topic is services sector in Mizoram, analysis reference to microfinance. So this introductory part of it, services sector or service industry is one of the three economic sectors in economy, collectively known as the tertiary sector which produces a service or non-tangible item as its output rather than all of us, we know I don't think it is necessary. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next. So Indian service sector. Indian economy is the 12th largest economy in terms of US dollar. Exchange rate. India is the second fastest growing economy in the world. India's GDP has touched US $1.25 trillion. This growth has made India and put it in the allied group of 12 countries with $1 trillion income or economy. Next slide, please. Skip it because already discussed. Services sector in Mizoram. Services sector is the largest sector in Mizoram in terms of GSD. Next slide. We can skip it next. In Mizoram, the microfinance program started lately with the setting up of Mizoram Rural Bank in 1983 with its headquarters or head office at Aizawl. The state capital of Mizoram, since its inception, the bank is serving hard to achieve its objectives. In view of the emphasis given by the central government on promotion of micro enterprises in rural areas, the mechanism of
being a service sector, healthcare is one of the component of this service sector. We have been releasing since morning some of the other aspects of service sector, but I think my paper will be a little bit different in the sense that I'm studying a sector which is known as healthcare sector, and this I feel is very, very important. I think you can amply see you can amply understand by seeing some of my slides. So I begin with a question again. Like this. Basic healthcare is a privilege or a right. So it's an issue because my topic itself is the commercialization. Commercialization, which means you have a motive for profit. You engage in some profit motive. So we have to answer whether we agree or not. I'm certainly not going to answer this for us to answer because the system itself is such that we need to answer whether we are the health sector itself, the social sector, in welfare economy of course, or are we in a commercialized world. So before I give my objective, there are some of the contrasting things. Just the beginning, the importance of health is given, especially the Constitution of World Health Organization and the Government of
To get a real economic development for the state. The upliftment of the rural economy is the most important step, and it is a must so that through the banking services, these MRB services, some people can receive so many benefits from them. Here, as you know, that the government of India set up the regional a committee under the chairmanship of M. Narasimham on 1st July 1975. For setting up of the new regional rural bank, which is for setting up of the regional rural bank, which is based on the sponsor rural-oriented and rural-oriented commercial bank that can be called the regional rural bank. After accepting their recommendation, the government of India had established this regional rural bank on 26 September 1975, and after 1 year, they also passed the regional rural bank act 1975. Actually, these regional rural banks are jointly owned by the concerned state, the central government, the concerned state government, and the sponsor bank. The sponsor bank is the State Bank of India. The said capital is contributed by 50% from the central government, 50% from the concerned state government, and 35%.
And my topic is growth and change in service sector in India, with special reference to Northeastern region of India. Service sector, it is a lifeline of social economic growth of the country. The real reason for the service sector is the real reason for the growth of service sector is the increase in urbanization, privatization, more demand for the investment, intermediate and final consumer services. The availability of quality services is an essential for a service sector. Today, the largest and fastest growing shift,
but the thing is, entrepreneurship doesn't come on its own. It needs certain facilitating services, and my paper will dispel a lot of myth that has been evident in this seminar. I'm talking about a cluster in Alton cluster in Tenzon, 180 kilometers away from Mizoram, where there are highly motivated women entrepreneurs, but the business services provided to them is none or poor. Okay? So please run to the slides quickly. All of us know about the scenario of Mizoram, but somewhere we forget that the stronghold of Mizoram on the northeast has been the handloom handicrafts, which have been completely neglected.
There, I want to present this part of tourism. Adventure tourism development in Mizoram, prospects and challenges. Some of the area of tourism. Tourism is one of the important area of economic activities to be covered under the development policy programs and studies of every society. This is ever. And it will play a very important role in the practice of development of states, developing states like Mizoram, which will contribute to the economic development of the state. And the terrain and geographic condition of Mizoram will make a place for propagation and development of adventure tourism, like mountaineering, trekking, hiking, gliding, rock climbing, parasailing, walking, and other water sports can be developed. Next slide. This is some classification about the tourism. Tourism can be classified in the categories like adventure tourism, cultural tourism, historical tourism, recreational tourism, and other leisure tourism and tourism related businesses. Yes, right. So tourism overview. Mizoram share in tourism is not all
How are tangibility in this intangible product? Now think on that. And when we are talking about tangible, how the art tangibles to this intangible service? Lot of brainstorming is required. At the same time, when we are talking about a physical product, the crux of the problem is how to art intangibles. So if we make a clear-cut distinction between the product and the service, I am sorry, the distinction is groundless. maybe to focus with a special attention on the service, we particularly in the area of management, we segregate. Sometimes just to have statistics, two different sectors, we segregate, but both are related. This is what Dr. Agrawal has stated, that service sector is not possible unless it is grounded on the primary and secondary sector of its own, very difficult to sustain. Therefore, the question arises, how are tangibles to this intangible service? Second, how to find out the scope for adding intangibles.
One more thing, we are going to publish this all papers as edited column. So please kindly submit your updated latest paper. Thank you.